Hey guys, it's Stephanie here with New Tricks Dog Training in Louisville, Kentucky. Today I wanted to talk to you about my very favorite training tool, which is, drumroll, the crate. I don't think a lot of people think of the crate as a training tool. They usually think of either the prong collar or the e-collar, but it really is indispensable, and I think all dogs should be crate trained. And the reason for this is it actually teaches dogs quite a lot. It's something that's more of a passive training tool, meaning that you're not really doing a lot when you're using it. But one of the really great things that crates tend to do is start to teach dogs calmness and create this kind of aura of calm. It's really about teaching dogs the art of doing nothing, which dogs are a lot like toddlers. It's actually kind of hard to do nothing. Like, there's so many great fun things in your house to do. So doing nothing is actually something that has to be learned. Crates are also really great because they prevent dogs from developing bad habits. So dogs that are crated when you can't pay attention to them or when you're out of the house, it keeps them from learning how delicious shoes are or how fun it is to really tear apart the cushions on the couch. It keeps them from fulfilling their curiosity about what's really in that garbage can. It's just really great for preventing dogs from learning that if you're not around, they can do these fun things. And on the same side of that coin, it also keeps dogs safe. Because not only is it obnoxious when dogs destroy your things, it can actually be dangerous. Dogs ingesting cushions, especially ones that are treated with fire retardants, it can be really dangerous if that ends up in their stomach and doesn't pass. So you can be looking at thousands of dollars in vet bills or potentially a dead dog. So I'm going to be going over a bit of patterning for crate protocol. And what we're going to be doing is leading the dog into the crate to pattern crating up. And you can mark this with crate or kennel up, your choice. And we're also going to work on exiting the crate. After patterning this, when you get home, you really want to make sure that this isn't a time where you're really amping up your dog. I know it can feel really, really great for you to come home and have this little wiggling puppy super excited to see you. But this is one of those moments where you're teaching dogs that they're going to get the more rewarding things the calmer they are. So if you come home and your dog's super amped that you're home, it's kind of going crazy in the crate, you'll want to stand there and wait until your dog's calm to let them out. So now that your dog knows crate, I really strongly recommend crating them anytime you're not home or anytime you can't enforce a command like place. But for a lot of dogs, I also recommend crating them overnight, especially if your dog has separation anxiety. And this seems counterintuitive because your dog wants so badly to be near you. It's really easy to cave and just be like, okay, this is what we're doing. I guess you have to be by me 24/7. No big deal. But crating your dog overnight will teach them to work through their discomfort and learn that being away from you isn't the end of the world. Which brings me to my next topic, which is what do you do if your dog doesn't seem to like the crate? And this is another moment where people have a tendency to cave and just don't crate their dog. And like I said earlier, crates are really great tools because they prevent a lot of bad behaviors and prevent your dog from getting hurt in your absence. There's a few different options to take if your dog seems really resistant to being crated. So if your dog's whining, barking, getting worked up in the crate when you're not by it, there's a few different things you can do. You can give them a no and smack the top of the crate. You can use a bonker, which is a rolled up towel, and throw that at the crate. Or you can use a pet convincer, which is a little can of compressed air. And you don't want to, aim it at their face or anything. You want to just aim it towards the side of their body, and once again, no. And you want to make it uncomfortable for your dog to be doing these things. You don't want to reward them with any sort of cooing, any soft energy where you're trying to comfort them, because what you're doing is reinforcing your dog's behavior. So the soft energy you're sharing, these moments where you're trying to calm them down, it's very intuitively human. But with a dog, what you're doing is making your problem worse. And in the event you have a dog with a really terrible case of separation anxiety, this will be something you'll probably end up needing to address with the e-collar, but it's a very, very small percentage of dogs. So remember, these moments where the dog doesn't like it or is uncomfortable in the crate, it's not gonna last forever. You're teaching the dog how to work through these uncomfortable moments. And with the crate, more than anything, it's such an important thing to do because this is helping cultivate calmness in your dog. So in patterning the crate command, you're gonna wanna focus on calm entrances and calm exits. We're gonna start by not marking this. We're just gonna see how your dog reacts to being put in the crate and taken out of the crate. Once again, there's some dogs who are very resistant to learning certain commands. So I'm gonna start by moving Ellie, and then I'm gonna go up to the crate and lead her into it. So it'll be pressure on until she's into the crate, then pressure off. And it's the same for out of the crate. So it'll be pressure on. Or if you're her, she just ran at that time. But that's what you don't really want, adrenalized entrances or exits. You don't want them darting into the crate, darting out. And we'll go over that in a second. But obviously she doesn't have issues going in or out. So in, and this time we'll close the door. And what I'm gonna do is if she tries to come out of the crate, which she probably will because we patterned this already, she has a tendency to lag instead of rushing out. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna close this door on her when she tries to exit, and we're not gonna slam it in her face. We're just closing the door. It probably will touch her face, but it's not a slam. So closed. And that's what then you would say, okay. What you're looking for is if you notice in that moment she made eye contact with me to check in to see what I'm going to be asking her to do. So we'll do that again. And since she knows it, you would say crate. And we'll close this. So that's so once you've done this a couple of times, know how your dog reacts. You can start labeling crate as you put pressure on, pressure off. And then we'll open the door, and since she's doing it again, because she normally does. Okay. And then she's free to go about and do her thing. Her place bed is over there, so she keeps wanting to go to that. So we'll do one more rep. When she checks in with me, crate, pressure off. Close, and then you wouldn't leave the leash on, obviously, if you were actually crating your dog, but for training purposes, you leave the leash and the collars on. She's a little tangled, so I'm gonna get this off of her. And that's what you can also pattern lay down as part of this, so you can do crate, down, and then okay when they're exiting. And so, good eye contact. Okay. And so that's crate, and you can see this isn't super generalized. This isn't like, yay, I'm out, I'm free. This is just very matter of fact, into the crate, out of the crate. You can pattern down into this, so you can do crate, down, okay. And then if you do have a dog who's struggling going in and you can't get them in by leading them up to the crate, you can create a pulley system. So you can thread the leash through the back of the crate. This one's too big for this leash currently. What you would do is you take the leash and guide them in. You don't want to be really rough with that. It's just gentle as they give. Tighten up the slack until they're into the crate, and just keep doing that until they start moving in on their own. And so you'll want to keep doing repetitions of that until your dog has it down. I don't have it in there for purposes of this video, but she has a bed over there that I usually have in the crate in addition to this mat. I leave her Kong and other stable toys that she can't destroy in there. That's totally fine. But the crate's just a really great tool for relaxation, among many other things like keeping your dog safe, preventing them from learning bad habits, and it's really one of my favorite tools for every dog. So thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to like my page on Facebook, subscribe to me on YouTube, and just shoot me a message if there's any training questions you have.